Hello and welcome back to the AGF channel. Today we're going to create a beautiful block using English paper piecing techniques to create this intricate six-pointed star design. Using a simple diamond template, you can create this basic EPP block and transform a simple print into a textural design. Slow down your sewing practice and relax as you create this vibrant block. For this project, we'll be using romantic and bohemian prints from La Vie en Rose by Pat Bravo. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the AGF channel for more crafty sewing content. Here's what you'll need to get started. Fabric A, 6 templates of Trinkets 1. Fabric B, 6 templates of Trojkat 1. Paper templates, a small pair of scissors, applique needle, I'm using a number 10 big eye, thread, 50 to 80 weight polyester, rotary cutter, a water-soluble glue stick, a heat erasable pen or marking tool, and clips. Print out your templates using cardstock or a heavier weight paper and then cut them out. You can use scissors or our preference, a rotary cutter, to achieve a smooth, accurate cut. Just remember to switch out your blade after cutting through paper. For this design, you will cut each of your 6 templates from exactly the same section of the fabric print design. You will add an additional 1/4 to 3/8 inch seam allowance to each template as you cut them out. Lay out your templates on the fabric and use it as a guide for placement. I'm using a small dot to line up my diamond template at the edge of each piece I cut and working on a single section of fabric. Some fabrics can be much trickier to fussy cut. In the iCat fabric, I'm lining up my templates first, using the orange triangle as my guide for placement. After you've cut out the fabric, we will baste it in place. You can fold as you go and use a simple back stitch to secure it with thread, or glue baste the fabric in place. When glue basting, try to keep the glue away from the very edge of the paper, since we'll be sewing into this area, and you want the paper to be easy to remove when your project is complete. For these diamond templates, don't trim your tails on the long edges. Simply finger press to alternating sides. Now we're ready to assemble our block. Start by using a single strand of poly thread in a 50 to 80 weight. I'm using Wonderfill 80 weight. You'll also want to use a thin and short needle. I'm using a number 10 big eye applique needle. You'll want to match your thread to your fabric or go for a very light color to hide your thread. I like to run my thread through thread conditioner or wax before sewing to strengthen the thread and help it slide through the fabric. I'm going to show you how I use the feather stitch to secure my pieces with a nearly invisible stitch. You can find a wonderfully detailed tutorial by Pat Bravo on the feather stitch, linked in our description, as well as more videos on EPP. You're going to start at each edge of your clipped triangles with a simple knot and enter the fabric from underneath. Secure the first corner by drawing the needle through both edges of the fabrics, and before pulling the thread taut, loop your needle back in to form a knot. The first stitch will then enter the fabric from the right in an upward motion, taking up about 2 threads of fabric at the very edge. Next, switch to the other side and enter the fabric in the same method. Now you'll simply alternate your stitches until you get to the point where your fabrics meet at the other side. Make sure to keep your thread taut as you sew to keep the seam secure. Secure your last stitch in the same way as we did the first stitch, by going through both corners with the needle and forming a knot. When you're done sewing a section, simply draw your needle back into the seam allowance and tie off and trim any loose threads. When you get to a Y seam where 3 blocks intersect, simply sew one edge at a time, folding your paper as necessary. Then turn and start again in the other direction. Keep the paper intact until you have finished sewing all your blocks together. Then you can easily remove the backing papers using a small tool or your fingers. It can then be reused 3 to 4 times. Enjoy this portable and relaxing process as you create your own beautiful blocks. I hope you enjoyed the EPP tutorial, and until next time, happy sewing!